Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ELISYA SYUHADA binti AZIZI RAHIMI. So, I'll be the first presenter to talk about tour boat ride. Tour boat ride. What is tour boat ride? Tour boat ride is a tourism activity that are famous amongst tourists. It is where a short trip of small boats is taken to go sightseeing at the places that are interesting or places that have an attraction over there. Okay, who loves to ride tour boat? Yes, of course, tour boats are famous across the world. So people are willing to pay the price to get the experience to be on a boat and go to interesting places. In Malaysia, there are also tour boat ride services provided. So where can tour boat be found? So in Malaysia, tour boat services can be found at Kota Kinabalu, Pulau Perhentian, Port Dickson and Langkawi. But as for outside from Malaysia, which is the overseas, they are available at Halong Bay, Vietnam, Milford Sound, New Zealand, and Kerala's Backwater, India, and so many places more. Discussion on impact. So, economic impact. What does tour boat ride impacts our economic? Basically, tour boat rides are considered as a tourism development and it has an important role in enhancing local economies. As an example, a source for employment opportunities. So we are well known of that sometimes in a country there are a lot of people that need jobs for their living. Some of them are living in rural areas and some of them are graduated but can't find any jobs. But with tour boat ride, it can become as a source for employment opportunity, which can give people opportunities to work, and as addition, they can give benefits to our country by increasing our economy. The second one is additional tax receipts. So we know that tax receipts actually helps our country to increase our economy. So it helps. And by having tour boat ride as a main tourism activity, it gives us revenues, their business revenues for the owner of a company that has tour boat ride. When they get a lot of revenues, then it pays off to our country.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad ASHRAF bin RAFLIS, and now I will present about the impact of tour boat ride toward our environment. First, I'm gonna start with solid waste. So, solid waste basically is the mix of organic and inorganic compounds such as food waste, garbage, plastic, paper, metal, and many more. Food waste can lead into a liquid waste, and if the boat have any leakage from the solid waste, it can increase the risk of harmful infections to the aquatic life. Next, carbon emission. Other than land transportation, tour boat is one of the transportation that can produce carbon emission. For example, river cruise. River cruise does produce gas from many parts of the boat, which including from the water pump and the engines. Carbon emissions can lead into the climate change that are caused by the greenhouse gases due to the large amount of carbon emission in our atmosphere. The last one is the water sewage. As we know, water sewage come from the toilet as it contain very harmful bacteria and virus. It could harm the aquatic life and damage the food chain. If any leakage happen from the waterways, it can kill the aquatic life and causing the river or water to become polluted. That's all from me.
Next is social impact. For the social impact is positive. This is because local resident and cruise tourists will benefit both parties. The first benefit is the cruise tourists can gain knowledge of the destination, culture and also lifestyle. Besides that, local people also can gain knowledge from people around the world. This is because cruise tourists comes from different country. So our local can gain knowledge about different lifestyle, different culture from different country. In addition, residents also can learn about lifestyle of their guests from people around the world. For the recommendation to improve the impact is we need to practice 3R principle, which is reuse, reduce and recycle. We can reuse of solid waste such as plastic, glass and also paper. Furthermore, we need choosing to buy products that use less packaging or are packaged in recycled materials. Other than that, we need choosing products that are reusable and long-lasting instead of single-use disposable products that will save a lot of waste. For example, look for durable products, use bag or containers instead plastic bag and cups. Besides that, recycling an item of waste is better than disposing of it in the normal trash. Next, recommendation for carbon emission impact. To prevent carbon emission impact from occurring is installing electric power and propulsion system. It's an essential factor in reducing carbon emission, particularly on vessels with diverse operating profiles. This is because the more efficient electric motors and the variable speed operation of the propulsors can dramatically reduce fuel consumption. Lastly, using efficient electrical propulsion system consume less fuel and release fewer greenhouse gases to transport the same tonnage as mechanically driven vessels. For example, the country that use electric boat is a solar passenger boat at Switzerland 1995.
Okay, now I will present about the conclusion. Overall, tour boat ride do have their own pro and cons impact over our environment, society, and economic. We do think that the cost used to build a tour boat ride can be used to build amenities or any other tourist attraction instead, in which it won't have any impact on our environment, society, as well as economy, which it will be much greater for our environment and society. But tour boat ride can be one of the resources of economic growth, as it can attract tourists from many other countries. In order to make tour boat ride more valuable, the crew member and the passenger can practice the recommendations that we highlighted before to minimize the overall impact of tour boat ride. Due to COVID-19, we don't think that tour boat operator can survive on COVID-19, because based on what we see in Sabah, tour boat operator are selling their assets in order to survive during COVID-19. Maybe some of their source of income came from their tour boat activity, in which we can see now that people are rarely travel because of the fear of getting infected by COVID-19, and it's giving the tour boat ride operator a really hard time to think about their business survival. But the government can help the tour boat operator by advertising their tour boat activity to the people. That's all from me. Thank you.